Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome into my Etoro portfolio review for September 2025. So today, as a popular investor on the Etoro platform, I'm going to go through my portfolio and show you how it's all doing and my thoughts around every position going forward. A little bit of a background story. Apologies for the people that have heard this before. I did start Etoro at the start of this year, so ignore that there in 2024. That was literally, I invested on like the last day of 2024. So 2025 is coming up to my first actual year on Etoro, and we've had a very good time on Etoro. The reason why I started doing this this popular investor on the YouTube and on Etoro is because, first of all, transparency. I wanted to be a little bit more transparent about, you can see what I'm holding. You can see here what my actual year-to-date return is through a third-party provider. I can't fudge it all, so just that's transparency. Don't see any other YouTubers, I think, go to this level of transparency now with a third party to actually calculate a year-to-date return. So that was one reason, transparency. The second reason is that I've been an investor now for, I think, 8 years, I think. So I think going on to maybe 9 years now. But yeah, the reason why is I have been doing quite well in the stock market. I've got a lot better at the stock market. I've had every year apart from one beat the S&P 500 return, which is obviously pretty good going. And the next step for me is to kind of come a bit more of a hedge fund, and obviously through the popular investor program was the way that people can invest through me and obviously be the popular investor on that website there. So that was the other reason, just to kind of take my investing game up to the next step. So we started this year. Obviously we've clocked in so far a 34% return, and year to date the S&P is up 10% so far this year. So we've outperformed the S&P by nearly 3.5x, which is obviously really good. So thank you for you guys that do copy, the 26 that do copy. I'm sure you guys have had a cracking year. And also, if you do want to join Etoro, guys, there's a link in the description as well. So yeah, really good year. So hopefully you guys are the copiers. You are very happy with that performance. I certainly am. If we could do that performance every year, I would 100% take it. And in fact, that's after what's been an awful day on the UK markets today. I wish I recorded this video yesterday. The UK markets are taking an absolute battering today. I nearly made a video on that. But let's get on to the portfolio itself. So the large position in here is Google. Google has had a great month, up 9%. Looks like a few people are starting to realise, you know what, the AI situation might not be a big headwind for them. It actually might be a big tailwind for them. And I've been saying that for a while. Great valuation, great company, diverse income as well. I think there could be the benefit from this AI situation. And that's why I've got it as my largest holding. The next one, Hims and Hers. We are up 54% on Hims and Hers. Although this has pulled the portfolio back a little bit because this has had a tough month in last month, down about 33%. So without that pullback on the portfolio, we would be doing slightly better, to be fair. But I knew it was going to happen because we've had such a good year so far. I mean, what is Hims and Hers up so far year to date? 68%. So that's an absolute amazing year. So I can accept a little bit of a pullback when we're up that much. The only criticism that I do have of myself is that I maybe should have dropped it down another position into the third holding and locked in a little bit more profit than what I did. I did lock in some profit, but maybe not enough. But yeah, it's still done amazing for us this year. We've got AMD that's up 49% so far this year. I'm really excited about the future from AMD. I did not expect it to rally up as much as what it already has done, which is good because I don't even think they're in the prime yet. The prime is next year, so yeah, happy with that. We've got B&M sitting in fourth place, which we're down about 15% on. I've got to say, with B&M, it is a little bit higher than where I want it to be, so if we do see some form of bounce from B&M, I will just trim that position down just slightly. I'd like to get it a little bit lower down that pecking order if I can. But yeah, these guys have had a tough time on the share price at the moment, but I actually think they've been doing okay financially at the moment, so we'll see what happens there. We've got some Evolution here in the fifth place. We're up about 7% on Evolution. I might just tone that position down slightly because they haven't financially been doing that amazing. So that might be something just to correct a little bit at the moment. Then we've got some Mercado Libre. We've got Mercado Libre up 41%. I'd love to bump Mercado Libre into that fourth place position. I need it on a dip though. And at the moment, we did start to have a little bit of a slight dip coming in, which was about a 10% pullback. But ideally, I want like a 20% pullback for me to add in there. So we'll be patient on that one. Then we have some DraftKings, which are up about 30% on DraftKings. Then we have some Game Realms, which are up about 45% on Game Realms. I have took some profit off that one a little bit because year to date that's been a great performance for us, up 41% and outperforming the S&P by 4x. You know, a few people say why buy UK stocks. That is the reason why. We've got some Card Factory that we're up about 14% on. Enphase, which we were down about 31% on, but that is a very high risk stock, and I don't really want to go at the moment any higher on Enphase than a 3% holding, so that's probably going to stay there. We've got some JD, we're up 28% on JD. That's had a pretty good month, that's rallied up. I've been locking in a little bit of profit on JD, so you might notice that's just knocked down a little bit at the moment, but still got a good weight in there. We've got Adobe, which we're down about 1% on Adobe. That's a relatively new position into the portfolio. I would like to get Adobe up here, above, like maybe even into 4th place. So we'll see what happens with Adobe. New holdings, I am tempted to lock in some profit on new holdings. It's had a cracking month, up 23%. So having a good think on new holdings at the moment. Meta are up 21% on. Meta is one that I'd like to be way up there, but it's just been on such a rally at the moment that I can't do it. Watch the Switzerland Group, we're about 10% down. They are bringing out a trading update, and then I'll kind of decide what to do from there after that update when that comes out. We've got some Zotefoams that were up 54% on. Another UK stock absolutely smashing it. We have locked in a little bit of profit from Zotefoams, so you might have noticed that that was a little bit higher, and that's had just a little bit of a knockdown after the profit taking that's gone on there. We've got some Greggs. Greggs is down about 5%. I could add in a little bit more into Greggs. We've got some Amazon. Same again, I'd love Amazon to be further up the list, but it's just not at the moment. It rallied a bit too much before I could buy more. So that's about there at the moment. PayPal were down about 0.87% on. PayPal, same again. I could really see PayPal going up here. So that could be one that goes up the list a little bit as the month goes on. But Redrow, I mean, that's getting smashed today. So yeah, I might add into Barrett Redrow because that could go certainly a lot higher. We've got D-Local, we're up 36% on D-Local. That's had a good month. That was up 40% in last month, so a little bit of profit taking on D-Local did go on there. We've got Warpaint. I love Warpaint to be a lot higher than where it is right now, but as you can see here, that unfortunately Etoro have stopped me from selling and buying, which is a little bit frustrating. We've got some Mobico, which we're about break even on here, but that's a high risk play, so we'll keep that a little bit smaller. We've got some Money Supermarket, which is Supergroup. That sounds a better name actually. We're up about 7% on that. Not plans to add any in at the moment until I see like the financials turn around a little bit more from where they are at right now. We've got some Taylor Wimpey that we're down about 17% on. I once again, a bit like Brett Redrow, I could be adding into them a little bit more as the month goes on. We've got some VF Corp at the moment that is up about 15%. But yeah, that was a new position, but it's bounced a lot since I bought. So I'd like to get that a little bit higher, but I'm kind of waiting for a pullback for that to happen. We've got some Shopify that we're up 87% on. I'd love Shopify to be a lot higher than where it is right now, but it just rallied so much after I bought it that I weren't able to build it out. So that ideally would come in the top 5 position. And we've got some SoFi that we're up 187% on. Same again, I'd love that to be a lot higher than where it is right now. It just rallied so much after I first bought it. So that's kind of where it is at the moment. Overall, yeah, so that's kind of really the portfolio. Overall, my thoughts are that I'd like to knock B&M and Evo down just slightly. And I would like to knock Adobe and Greggs and PayPal and Barrett Redrow and Taylor Wimpey higher up. So next time you see this, that's the changes that I'd like to make. New position wise into the portfolio, there's not anything that is like could happen anytime soon. There's a few things I'm certainly watching and are getting close to where I maybe be tempted to add. So I'm watching them. There's probably about 4 or 5 stocks that I'm like, maybe that comes in. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on them ones as well. Apart from that, that is everything that I have been doing in the Etoro portfolio. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the October update, and hopefully we have another good month. And yeah, I'll let you know all the changes then. Hopefully some of the ones that I did mention in today's video do happen. And yeah, we'll see how this is going on in another month's time. Thanks for watching on the Etoro portfolio, guys, and see you in a bit.